What's up everyone? Today we're going to be talking about decision fatigue and how it can be useful for you in your videos, on YouTube, on social media, on business, on life, on excelling, on productivity, all that stuff coming up. Let's go. So decision fatigue, also known kind of as willpower fatigue, is very useful, and it's a topic that's brought up in one or two of the more mainstream, and I say mainstream as in not mainstream, but like very popular books in certain niches, like young entrepreneurs. They like to read The One Thing by Gary Keller and Emotional Intelligence and Emotional Intelligence 2.0 by Dan Goldman. And I've read both of those books. I've done reviews on at least one. And basically, it's a very important topic in terms of understanding it and using it in your life, whether or not you're in a business or not. Let's just say you are trying to maximize your performance in life, at your job, wherever. You want to understand how willpower and fatigue works. And so when people ask, well, how are these stupid videos you make, Will, on YouTube about decision fatigue or willpower useful? To me, they're just useless waste of time. They're very useful in so many ways, and they've helped, if you can recognize how they work and apply them properly, they've helped a lot of people do a lot of tremendous things on all sorts of spectrums. Even on YouTube, there is this man, his name's Matt Pat. He runs two big YouTube channels. The first is called Game Theorist. The second is called Film Theorist, which in the first week of launching, he went from 0 to 500,000 subscribers, a feat that not many people can do. And don't tell me that it's because all the subscribers that came from his original channel, Game Theorist, flooded over to Film Theorist. Well, that is a possibility. I've also seen a lot of channels who have tried to do this with their millions of subscribers, and all of a sudden their second channel gets like 5,000 subscribers. So he does talk a lot about all the things that he did to do this so quickly, which is very tremendous. And I did a whole playlist. I created this whole YouTube playlist called How to Be a Successful YouTuber, and I put that on my channel. If I can remember, I'll link it in the description and maybe somewhere on this video right here in a card. And it's basically all these videos showing you like the top cream of the crop videos I've found that I've watched from beginning to end that really can help you if that's what you want to do in terms of social media. But if not, this is just another example of how willpower is of use. But before we get into that, let's explain to you what the heck this is. I mean, it's about time, right? So it's very simple. Willpower works like a battery. It drains as your day progresses. And then when you sleep and replenish and refresh and rest, you get a full battery or close to a full battery when you wake up every morning. There's a lot of science and studies done to prove this. And every little thing that drains your willpower makes your decision making and how clear you are in your perception and how good your decisions are, that drains and it gets worse as your willpower depletes every day. So things that deplete your willpower can be a whole variety of things, from a stressful relationship to a very simple thing as making a very small decision. It does not have to be a large decision. And that's mind-blowing because you think it has to be a large decision, but small decisions drain your willpower as well. So they did this whole experiment where all they made the person do was make one small decision, and they did another experiment where they literally simply asked the person to restrain himself from taking a freshly baked chocolate chip cookie in front of them for like 2 minutes. And I know some of you guys are like, that's not a small drain of willpower. I love chocolate chip cookies. There's no way I can restrain myself for so long. 2 minutes. But they did this, and then they did it with a control group who didn't have to go through that torture, and they tested them afterwards. And the people who performed better on the test, guess what? They were the ones who did not have to restrain themselves. So if something as little as that for 2 minutes a day can drain your willpower, you can realize how much this can drain on a person by the time they finish their workday and they're closing up shop, or they're going home to eat dinner, or they've had a stressful day at work. And obviously, there's a lot of implications for this, from YouTube to business. And obviously, it can be used in a lot of unethical ways as well. That's why not only can this be used to benefit yourself, but it's also very useful to protect yourself from the scam artists and people who choose to use this for bad reasons. For instance, let's just take guys who want to get laid. I'm sure some unethical guys thought up the idea. Maybe he's used my video, whatever, and now he's realized, okay, if I could get to a girl when she's stressed out and tired after a tough work day, then her decision making will be less off, and I can manipulate her and rape her or something like that. And that's a horrible thing. So I'm making this video to protect you guys out there from doing that sort of stuff. And again, it doesn't have to be something dark or unethical like this. That's completely against what I'm trying to bring across. There's a lot of ethical stuff that can be used just to boost your business or your life or whatever else. So for you, knowing this, you can eliminate all the decisions that you make in a day. There's this great video done by a YouTube channel that focuses on fashion and men's style and fashion, and it's called Alpha M. And he did this whole video on decision fatigue. And then he references all these, billionaire entrepreneurs who, for some reason, they just wear the same t-shirt or hoodie every single day, day in and day out. And he argues that it's because of decision fatigue, because they realize that this is a thing, so they limit the amount of small decisions that they have to make. And I've seen this on the $1 million mark a lot of millionaires. They realize this, and therefore they limit small decisions. They outsource that, or they get a secretary or receptionist to do that, so they can focus on the big things and not have the willpower drained so quickly. Warren Buffett definitely does this. He clears out his day. Boom. He doesn't have meetings. He doesn't do anything other than what he needs to do, and that's just huge. And I kind of think that for some billionaires like Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, both of them, Steve Jobs with the iconic turtleneck every day, and Mark Zuckerberg with his Facebook hoodie, I think it was just kind of because they were kind of nerds and they didn't really know much about fashion. So that was part of the thing as well. Not necessarily it was completely because of being cognizant of decision fatigue. And that's fine. I'm a nerd too. That's kind of how I am. But I think it's very important. And as far as YouTube concerned, just to give you another example about the whole slew of possible things that you can use this for. So Matt Pat, he talks about this, and he says he knows about decision fatigue and the science behind it. So what he does is, because he realizes how important watch time in the YouTube algorithm is, and how you get ranked higher, you get more views, the longer the average retention time is for your videos and so forth. He is very cognizant of doing things to prevent the audience and viewer from experiencing any, even small or minor level of decision fatigue. So he wants to keep them, as he calls, in the lean back zone, which is pretty much like you lying there chilling and watching a video. And believe it or not, Hulu and Netflix, although they're more privatized entities, I'm pretty sure I'll bet that they know about this. It's not rocket science. So what he does is, when the video ends, he doesn't do all this crap that just points you in 50 directions. That's not smart to do. So he doesn't do 50 call to actions like this, subscribe to this, and he just makes it as clear as possible and as seamless as possible, so that you just transition to the next video. PewDiePie does this as well. I don't think he knows about all the science behind it. PewDiePie is one of the most subscribed YouTubers, and maybe out of laziness, maybe just because he knows or whatever else, he makes his end cards very simple. And it's very important because first off, it's also very clear that having an end card rather than not having an end card is very, very useful. But more so than that, he keeps his end cards very, very simple, and it's just click here for the next video. That's it. No call to actions, no likes, no crap. And if he does, it's just see you later, bros, and then this bro fist, boom, and then you're on to the next video. So that's how it can be used in social media. Obviously, you have to think for yourself and realize, how can I use this to the best of my ability, whether in as a salesperson, whether as a entrepreneur, whether as a student in life, or in college or in high school, so that you maximize your willpower on a day-to-day basis and keep your focus on the things that need to be focused on at most without deteriorating your decision making. So that's very important, and that's all I gotta say. As always, I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.